guys. Patrick Shurney, he's got decades in commercial banking, and he's going to go over a lot of things.
I've been hanging around the Blue Collar Millionaire Facebook group for a while. I've had some one-on-one calls with Jonathan. Accountants are probably not the people that are helping you with cash flow. They're probably the people that are helping you file your taxes, right? Keep you out of trouble, keep you in compliance. Bookkeepers, putting things in order for you, hopefully, if you have one. Think of it like sports, and I'm more of a coach. You have to be willing to share a little bit about your numbers, not your personal income, but revenue size, things like that. And I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions like I would when I was a banker forever, or like I do now with clients. When it comes to the gross profit margin number, I talk about a lot of stuff, but this is where fortunes are won and lost in construction. So for a $10 million company, a 3% improvement would be 300 grand, first and foremost. So Ryan, if you ended the year with an extra 300 grand in your pocket, would you be happy?
Oh, of course.
And this isn't more revenue. This is just on revenue you already earned that's kind of slipping through the cracks. I said, do you ever have any waste on the job? And then all the concrete guys laughed because they have 3 to 5% waste on every job. And you know this if you're on a job site, you see the concrete truck with 2 more yards of concrete and they just pour the crap into a hole, right? So a 3% gross profit margin improvement for him without another dollar of revenue was 900 grand. And I just think construction is some of the freaking hardest business there is. And if you're at minimum at 10 million in revenue, you should be walking away with 7 figures after debt payments, after taxes, and after reinvesting money back into your company. But labor and materials, freaking everybody that works for you, that gross profit margin number, if I had a construction company, it would be on the wall in the break room. 32% is our number, baby. And then you can tell him that every 1% annually costs the freaking company 300 grand. Would he like to stroke a check at the end of the year for that?
When they see, our average ticket's 7 grand, and they automatically think $7,000 is going into my pocket. If I can show them that $7,000, if we're netting, let's just say 10% on that, you're only talking $700.
And so we really want to understand, like, how much does it cost to create a dollar? And as a business owner, if you're even a little foggy about that, would be your go-to homework. Now, the scale didn't make me lose weight. But what did it do? It certainly motivated my ass to eat better, exercise daily, and all that kind of stuff. So if you just look at that gross profit margin number on a trailing 90-day basis every month, it will start to quicken you to do certain things different in your business. Net profit margin number, which I'm going to put an asterisk by, and I'm going to come back to that one and end with that one, because that one is a squirrely number. I don't like net profit margin. I like cash flow. If you're under 10 million, it's hard to make money because of all the capital equipment. If you're a $50 million revenue roofer and your gross profit is 20%, that's fine. But if you're a $3 million roofer, the fact that your pricing is the same as the big boys, you're getting buried and not making any money. So what he thought was good, like I'm competing with the big guys with the same bid, he realized that he didn't have a business, he just had an expensive job with a lot of stress. But when he looked at the balance sheet, now he's not buying the balance sheet, but the balance sheet, the guy's debt service was over 2 million a year. So even though he had 2 million net profit, he didn't have any money. When I show him the math and I show him the numbers, they're already executing in the field, but now they have the motivation, especially that $30 million contractor that was leaving 900 grand on the table. So he just said he's just not going to measure his gross profit margin, and he's going to struggle for a while, bust his ass, hopefully doesn't end up divorced and alcoholic.
He takes all his material list, exactly what he's bought, sends it to all his vendors and says, hey, this is what I paid. This is what I paid you. This is what I paid other people. What would you give me on all of this? I'm looking to consolidate.
And realistically, staying focused was a blessing because when you keep going, we just partnered with a huge fish. Now we'll be able to bond up to 100 million on projects. So it's about to get crazy on this side for the federal world.
Dryer vent cleaning can be a Trojan horse into new jobs all day, and they're easy. You can make money on real one. You can get in with a manager and be the go-to in those neighborhoods and just clean up. You just make it super easy for those people to pay and get their certificate. And then that could be a Trojan horse into all those. You tell them everything else you do. I love dryer vent cleaning for that reason. But like a true executive assistant, in person or virtual, a good one who's experienced, to me, I'm almost going to go out on a limb and say it's impossible to lose money. They will make you money. Whatever you're paying them, you'll make money on top of that. Plus, you'll like your life better. When I got people who really knew what they were doing and they're used to dealing with kind of crazy entrepreneurs, man, they'll make your life so much easier. No brainer.
Without them, it would be a nightmare. So I strongly believe in VAs. They're definitely the way to go. And I hate to say it like this, but they run circles around people in America.
I was literally thinking one of these great people could basically replace three, not two, three. That's what it is.
Put it this way, David, when we have meetings and we'll talk about our VAs every other week and what they're accomplishing, I've had people in my leadership team meetings say, I don't want these people to replace me.